Hello there, and welcome once more to another Learn Sanskrit video here, and we are now in lesson 12. And today we are going to do a couple of things. We are going to introduce a couple of new nouns, masculine nouns, and we are going to talk about the dual form of those masculine nouns, and then we are going to take a little how should I say this, we're looking back a little bit with some repetition of a handful of verbs, and also some pronouns, which we will then continue combining with our new dual forms, so that we are putting the nouns in context, and we're not interested merely in morphology, or the sort of the form of the nouns with the endings and like that, but what we ultimately are interested in is, of course, the context in a sentence. How does a complete sentence in the dual look like? And for that, of course, we are looking at our verbs again also, as I said. Alright, so let's start with 3 new masculine nouns. So if I can have a pointer here, that would be good. Let's say nouns masculine. So we have, let's see, we have dāsaḥ, da long a, sa, and then the visarga at the end there, dāsaḥ, and that means the servant or a servant. And then we have janaḥ, janaḥ, which is the person. And then we have mūrkhaḥ, with the long u, mu, and then we have the ka, but we have a preceding here. We have a preceding r. There's a r in between the long u sound and the ka, and that r we place on the top there. mūrkhaḥ. That's the usual way of doing it, so there's nothing strange about it, but I think this is the first time we are doing this combination of letters with the ka, with the preceding r sound. So I'm just introducing this here, mūrkhaḥ, and that means simply the fool. the fool, the stupid one. Alright, so those are the new nouns, and these are, of course, I'm just saying this here, this is the sort of the more or less the dictionary form. So this is singular. There's nothing dual. The dual we'll talk about in a few seconds here, but I'm just saying that this is the sort of, it's not the real dictionary lookup, but almost the dictionary lookup, because in the dictionary you'll find dāsaḥ without the visarga here, and janaḥ without the visarga, and mūrkhaḥ also without the visarga. So this is the sort of the normal form, but the dual comes now. So I'll start a new sheet here, and we'll talk about the dual. So the dual, if I can find my pointer. Here it is. Okay. Oops. Yeah, right. I forgot to switch layer. I have to switch my layers. Okay, here it comes. Dual. Dual number. And dual, of course, refers to two things, two objects. And we have talked about dual before in some lesson. Let's see what we talked about the verb endings in lesson 8. So I'll write that. Lesson 8, we introduced dual verb endings. So if you want to revise that, you can go there. And but now we are just going to line them up here, a couple of words, so we get a sense of the difference here. So I'm going to just introduce the idea here that in the singular and masculine, and we're talking about masculine words here now, ending in A. So masculine ending in A. Or we can say ending in A visarga. But normally when we're looking at grammar lectures or grammar texts, they talk about ending in short A. Because it's a dictionary form, so that's the sort of the reference. So I'm taking this off here now, but we mean the same thing, right? Because the singular form so you can say that the dictionary nada, for instance, the singular form, sort of the form that we actually see in texts, is nada, as we have learned. So we get na, ra. ha. So that's nothing strange about that. And similarly then, in dual, we get narau. Narau. So we get narau like that. Then we can take another example here. We can take gajah in singular. Gajah. And in dual becomes gajau. Gajau. And these, of course, like both of these are should we say ordinary nouns. But also proper names of people, or of cats, or of any, but a name, a personal name, so to speak. So we can take Rama, becomes Rama in singular, Rama, and it becomes Ramau here. Ramau. Okay, so we have proper names, proper nouns. So the idea is then that they follow the same rules. So whether you use whether you are doing it for naraha or for ramaha, the ending becomes the same. All right. So now let's take a little review session here with verbs. So I'm using I call them example verbs here today because we already covered these. So they're nothing new. So Dhavati, he runs, right? And we introduced Dhavati in lesson 6. So you can go there if you want to do some extra sort of see them once more in original form, and maybe you can do the examples or the exercises for that lesson as well if you want to hammer in that word even more. You can do that. Okay. Then we have gacchati. Gacchati. He goes. And I covered that in lesson 7. And then we have sidati. He sits. So the idea here is that I'm now going to combine these words with in their dual form with the new nouns that we have learned in their dual form. So we are sort of putting it into context. But before we go there, I'll also do some. We are going to also review example pronouns for this lesson here. So we are going to talk about the dual forms avam, which means we two, yuvam, you two, and then tau, they two, masculine. And of course there are two more, the feminine and the neuter forms of they two, but I'm not doing that in this lesson. And if you want to know more about the dual forms, they are also covered in lesson 8 together with the verb forms. Oh, wrong. They're all in that lesson there. So you can look them up and if you want. Alright, so the first thing we are going to do now is to revise. So we have these verbs, and we also want to do the forms for these verbs in the dual here. So we're getting up let's do a review table here. So we have let's see, we can do this in Devanagari, so let's do this, start here. I think will be maybe okay, I can do it with I'll do it Devanagari first. Here we have that there, and then we do long avam, and then we can do with short u sound, yuvam, but long a sound. Oh, sorry. Yuvam, and then tau. Tau, transliteration. Okay, good. And then we can do a little table here. Hopefully we will be able to have place here for 3 columns. Okay, and then we are going with gacchavaha, gacchavaha, shavaha, shavaha, and we'll go like this, and oops, good job, ta, ha, chataha, good up, ta, ha. Okay, and then good cha, taha. So it's a dental T here instead. Dental, well, that's also dental, but it has an H breathing sound there. Right, so we have the gacchati column here, and we can maybe do that in just more clearly. We sort of show the, and of course I could, well, let's just leave it like that, a little wavy, but I think that adds to the flavor here. This Sanskrit Studio channel, homemade, handwritten kind of feeling. Alright, so we have, let's take now dhavati and try to do the same here with that. Dha, vava, dha. So there are 2 vava, two long ah sounds. Da, va, da, wa. Oh, that should be da, wa, wa. Okay, I have to. There are 2 V sounds also, so that's more like it. Alright, and then we have what, ta, ha. Dha, wa, ta, ha. And last but not least, like that. That looks correct. My pointer here. And we are going to make another one of those approximately vertical lines. All right, and then we do sidati, and we have a long E sound, C, dāsaḥ, C, dāsaḥ, and then we have C, D, T, H, C, D, T, H. And then lastly, C, D, T. Okay, so we have all right, so these are, so let's see if we can gacchāvah, gacchataha, gacchataha, dhāvāvah, dhāvataha, dhāvataha, sīdāvah, sīdataha, sīdataha. All right, so I think that works. And now back to the nouns. Let's combine, make sentences, so we can get it into context. So let's start with dāsaḥ. Again, dāsaḥ. So we can do the, we take the verb gacchati here. So dāsaḥ in singular with gacchati becomes this. Dāsaḥ gacchati. The servant goes. All right, and but then, so let's start. So here we have singular noun plus singular verb. Now let's do two of those. So let's say we have two. We have one dāsaḥ, and then we have another dāsaḥ. And we do the cha here, and one servant and another servant, they are going, right? So they are gacchataḥ. Dāsaḥ cha gacchataḥ. So in another way then we can write is that we now introduce, so we are, or maybe I shouldn't have done that. I should have, okay, I'm going to copy down this dāsaḥ. Let's make this nice. Dāsaḥ. I will do these only in transliteration now because it will take too much time and space to do it in Devanagari also. But okay, so I'm going to erase here a little bit. And so what I'm doing here is I'm preparing, I will just do this in color here instead. Get a little flavor here. So the noun here is singular and the verb is singular. And here the noun is singular and this is singular and the verb is dual, right? Now let's put these two together, the two dāsaḥs, and we use our new form here now. Dāsaḥ gacchataḥ. So now here we have the noun in dual and the verb in dual form. And also here we can then use our pronoun here now for the for two of something in third person. So dāsaḥ, the two dāsaḥs here corresponds, and because they are masculine now, everything in this lesson 12 here we're talking about masculine nouns. So because they are masculine and because they are dual, we will use our pronoun pronoun tau. Tau gotcha toho. So typically we could see in one sentence we might encounter the two dāsaḥs, right? And they may do something here. They may be sitting first or eating or whatever. They may be contemplating or meditating or whatever. And then in the next sentence the sentence may use tau instead to point to the two dāsaḥs. So we're using the pronoun as a replacer for the noun, and thus the term pronoun for replacement for the noun, or the stand-in for the noun, tau in this case there. So here we then have the dual case of the pronoun and the dual case of the verb, like that. And up here then, in this form, of course, we would have, well, I keep saying this of course, but there's nothing, when it comes to Sanskrit, there's nothing there's nothing of course. Everything has to be learned. Let's see, we have, so instead of dāsaḥ gacchati, we use the pronoun saha gacchati. So we have saha in singular and we have tau in dual. Okay, so then we have, okay, we can do this dāsaḥ. So this sheet is for the servant. See, we have the example verbs there, and we can take number 4, yes, number 5. Okay, let's do that. And now we take the janaḥ here, and we do the similar thing here to get this under our belt, so to speak. So we have janaḥ, and we use another verb here in this case to get some repetition here going, memorization, dhavati. So the person, what does it do? He's running, he runs. And here we have singular as usual. And now we have, let's do the same thing here. We do two singular instances here. Two singular of that, and then we use the ch, and then we use the dual form dāvata of the verb there. So it's exactly the same I'm doing the same type, the same structure as in the first case here with dāsaḥ. And then we exchange the dual to one dual here instead of two singulars. Janaḥ, dāsaḥ. And then in a similar case, then we have tau as a replacer here. Da with the and similar to the first case, here they have the saha, dhavati. If we would replace janaḥ, we would use saha. Okay, that's janaḥ, and then we do number 6, sheet 6 here, simply with our last new noun, mūrkhaḥ. And that's a long oo sound there, mūrkhaḥ. Like that. And we use the mūrkhaḥ. Then we use sidati, sitting, sidati. Mūrkhaḥ sidati. So the fool sits. And let's now see, we have two fools. Mūrkhaḥ. Mūrkhaḥ. Cha. Siddhataḥ. So the singular form, and dual form. And now take dual form for the two. Oh, whoops. Let's exchange the two fools to just a group of two fools. Mūrkhaḥ. Long E, siddhataḥ. And we do our end of clause here also, as we do in transliteration. Use semicolons. In this course you can use what you want, but that's just what I do here. And then we do the replacement here for mūrkhaḥ, which would be tau. Siddhataḥ. And this is, of course, the tau here. It feels good together with mūrkhaḥ. It's rhyming here, so it adds to the feeling that the replacement is sort of harmonic or in harmony with the original noun. And the same here with saha, also saha and mūrkhaḥ. see that the alright, so that we've covered a couple of examples here, and as I said, this is we could have had Ramaha here instead, or any proper name or proper noun instead of just an ordinary noun. So, but I chose these three examples just because these were the new vocabulary, so I wanted us to have a little more exposure to these. Alright, and that finishes up our preparations for the exercises, and the exercises will be as usual in separate videos, so keeping the lesson portion, so to speak, a shorter video here. So I hope you have a really good time, and I'm looking forward to see you in the next video. Bye bye. Have a good day.